sadly, I have to make this video. Sadly. Keeping it G, keeping it 100, keeping it a buck. Devil May Cry show was ass. It was ass. I wrote notes on every episode that I watched. Each episode I watched, I literally wrote like a fucking paragraph and a half. Because I'm just like, I'm talking to my phone like, what the fuck is this? How is this happening? He would never do this. What is she doing? Like, bro. For all the hardcore DMC fans, y'all should understand exactly what the fuck I feel right now. Let me give you a little backstory first. This is not scripted. I haven't even done one of my first scripted videos yet. This is just off of feeling right here. First Devil May Cry game that I ever played was Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. It was the first game that I actually saved up money to buy, and it was about 20 to 30 bucks, something like that. And it had the like thick, what's called case to it as well. So I was like, oh man, I'm saved up. I finally saved up all my money and stuff, and we're in GameStop because we didn't always go to GameStop because I had to rely on other people for transportation. I'm like fucking 10 or something right now, so it didn't really, you know, I can't really just go there by myself and buy the game, which was rated M. So pretty much get this game. It is so fucking fire. It is so fire. And then I never actually beat it 100% back then. I played it for the cool moments. I think I beat the story one time, and it didn't stop me from connecting to this fucking edgelord who ended up not being an edgelord by the end of the game, because it was made and wrote such a way it was written in such a way that you want him to be the edgy guy who is saying quips 24/7 and yeah, such and such, look at this coolness, Cerberus, look at me do my dance with the fucking nunchucks and stuff, and every weapon he gets instant mastery over, and then he does some cool shit with it to showcase his skills and whatnot. But then by the end of the game, you really feel for his character because of the little nuanced pieces inside of the story up to mission 20, showing you that he does have a heart. He does really care about the people that he's involving himself with. Like he didn't really care about Lady at all. Like he saved her and was like, okay, well, you shoot me in the head, I'm gonna let your ass drop, you know? And then they met again after he got out of the dragon, and then you know, they actually started bonding a bit more then. And once at the end of the game, when Virgil dies, oh, spoilers of course for anybody who haven't played Devil May Cry 3. If you haven't, what the fuck are you doing? But Devil May Cry 3, at the end of it, she sees it's raining, but she also sees Dante's bravado melt away. And she sees him cry for the first time. And that's where she came up with her saying like, I guess devils may cry. Even though she knew that he was a demon and he was like half human, half demon and stuff like that. And she was trying to shoot him and kill him at the beginning of the game because she was like, it doesn't matter if you're humanoid or not, you're still one of them. And she had her whole awesome ass story that she had to deal with because of Arkham and him being Jester and stuff like that. But all of that to say, what the fuck was y'all doing with this show? I've looked at it analytically already. They've revamped the love for the Devil May Cry series. Now just like how Dragon Ball Z Kai existed, or Dragon Ball Kai existed, it's a new entry point for new fans. But does that mean you shoot your hardcore fans in the face? Like like they literally did not give a fuck about assassinating some of these characters. Like I was really like, what's going on here? Like it it was so, with all of that, before I go into a fucking tangent on how bad I felt like it portrayed itself, let me refer to my notes. Breakdown of each episode. Episode 1. It was a promising start, but already flawed. I already start seeing some bullshit that I was like, okay, well, I could let that slide. But recently with Daredevil, just now, I let episode 4, 5, and 6 and 7 slide. And all of them shits, I'm waiting for the investment. I'm waiting for the return on my investment. And this shit is trash. And it just got good again on episode 8. How you all just get good again on episode 8? So 4, 5, 6, 7 was padding like a motherfucker. Y'all was padding throughout the whole season because these storylines that I'm not about to get into Daredevil, that's gonna be into a Daredevil video when I get back into it. But I'm just saying that due to that experience, I wasn't about to let these niggas do this to my show, especially to what you call a game series that I've beloved for a very long time. Like, it's beloved to me, and I have fucking admired it for a very long time for the nuances in it, but how cool it is. And I felt like they DMC Devil May Cry us again. Like, they was like, oh yeah, y'all want to see something else, a cool rendition of what you like? Well, let me spit in your face. Like, it's like, what? Damn, like, I thought we was locked in, Capcom, especially after Devil May Cry 5, nigga. Shit, that shit was fire. Like, and it made us as the fans make aware of how Capcom actually pays attention. Finding out that they've been in development for a very long time after Devil May Cry 4. Finding out that they have been connecting all of the little pieces throughout all of the mediums that Devil May Cry has been in, the novels, the manga, the games, and like fucking putting them in chronological order so it can make sense, to the point where they even made 2 come before 4 because it made more sense, or was it vice versa, or 4, either way, that to the point that they would do something that drastic in backstep on one of the art books that they dropped, which was 3142. And then, 3142. So they made 2 come before 4. So it was like, why with this much attention and love to it, y'all give us this shit? Now let me get back to my notes. Alright. Nostalgia baiting, strong opening, but feels like a pump fake. They gave us the illest pump fake in history, nigga. They was like, okay, this is Dante. Oh yeah, Dante's strong. Dante, he's real cool. Look at him, he's still doing some of the cool stuff. Look at him, he's shooting ebony and ivory. He's shooting pistols because he kept breaking the pistol. So that means he hasn't met Neil Goldstein yet, who created ebony and ivory for him, which actually transfers his demonic power into the pistol so they don't break. He kept breaking all his fucking weapons. But Darkcon's perspective, finally seeing how humans react to demons in the DMC world, that was cool. I enjoyed that. But also, I'm gonna keep going just so y'all can understand where my mind was at while watching these episodes. This is still episode 1 notes, nigga. Dante's strength visually shown, nice. Breaking guns on demons and moving like a blur. That was fire because it's showing and it's going into some of the lore that how he met Neil Goldstein, because he kept breaking all of his fucking weapons because he couldn't, after he would use them, they couldn't keep up with him. So that was something that was really cool. Moving like a blur, that was fucking amazing. That was something I was really worried about. I was like, how are they going to articulate to us as the viewer that he's moving faster than the speed of light? We be forgetting when we play Devil May Cry or God of War that we're playing God simulators. These niggas can flip a whole island with a finger, you know? So we are playing that game and we're moving at normal speed and shit. That doesn't mean, like, it goes back to like when God of War, somebody said to Cory Barlog or Barlog, how can Kratos do all of this fighting all these gods, but he's struggling to open the red orb chest? You know, it's how they make us see these characters while we're playing as them. So I thought it was really fucking cool when he was in the diner. They throw one of the Plasma throws one of the trucks at him, like gas trucks at him, and he drops his strawberry sundae mid-air, and you see him dash around, save 3 people, jump behind the counter, and then the sundae drops. So I was like, yes, okay, they're about to do us some justice. They're about to do some fire shit right here. But let me continue the notes, because niggas pump faked me. It was cold. It was cold, nigga. I was like, how? And I'm giving y'all my raw reaction because this is how I felt with this shit. I was like, come on, bro. Come on. Like, so either way, Nero's voice actor is Dante. He does his best, but it's disorienting to the fans who knows that is not Dante's voice. Like, to me, I was like, I cannot separate Nero's fucking face from his voice. If I looked away from the screen for like 5 seconds while I was still listening to Dante talk, I'm like, that's Johnny Youngbosh, bro. That is Nero. Like, if I wasn't looking at the screen actively, I couldn't see him as playing Dante. Like, he was giving this like best, like more deep pitched, but once he started yelling like, hey, like, yo, get over here, or something like that, like, oh, it's time to party, I was like, Nero, stop trying to be your uncle, Nero, stop it, you ain't. I was like, man, and to the hardcore fans, we know it. To the new generation of DMC fans that have been created through this, I seen on somebody's news that fucking DMC 5 skyrocketed to the Steam, to some of the top 20 Steam games or something, surpassing Marvel Rivals. So I'm like, okay, so now we have a new generation of Devil May Cry fans, which is good. But to them, this is going to be their first version of Dante that they've seen, which is hilarious to me, because once they go back and then, you know, play the old games, and then they're gonna be like, damn, that boy Nero sounds something like Dante, you know? And then they're gonna hear peak Dante with my nigga Ruben Langdon. Like, come on, like, come on, stop it, bro. Like, this nigga's goated. Like, okay, either way. Now, Dante's inconsistency. Bro would have shot the demon baby immediately. Dante would, nigga, we're talking about the same, look, I don't give a fuck if it was a shape-shifting demon, and that shape-shifting demon switched with the baby in the cradle, and the second Dante figured out that baby in the cradle was a demon when it was trying to attack him and choke him, he would have been shot him. It's not that at that point I was like, oh, they about to dull his character and dilute his character, because this is the same character we talking about pulled up on niggas in church and busted a cap in a priest, nigga, and then they jumped out, nigga, and made a grand entrance too. It's not like the nigga snuck in like through the front door, like walked with a hoodie on, and then like, you know, hey priest, hello, amen, boom. Like, no, he was like, this nigga jumped through the fucking, like, what is that shit called? Like, it's the glass, the you know, the fucking church glass windows, nigga, with the falling like this, nigga, and then drop down, don't say a fucking word, looks up, and then bust this nigga. I was like, what, nigga? And I remember when Devil May Cry 4 first came out, we didn't even know if that was Dante. We were just like, who the fuck is this? And then even in the first mission, they're like, the mysterious red-coated guy, you know? But nigga, knowing it's Dante and then figuring out it's Dante towards the end of the game, and this nigga like, yeah, it's still me, nigga. I'm about that life. Like, this nigga. So look, that was one of the things I knew off the rip. I was like, oh, they about to dilute his character. This nigga wouldn't have cared if it was a baby, because that is just a visage that is the demon is taken. As soon as that thing, you know, honestly, as soon as he turned around and had a canon Dante, game Dante, as soon as he turned around when he felt that demon trying to like attack him, and then he turned, and then he was like, and then leaned in. Dante would have leaned in and just bow, nigga. That's it. That was it. Because I don't see him doing. He has hypersensitive, like he has hypersensitive, you know, fucking sensory. He has hypersensory, nigga. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But he wouldn't have just turned around for no reason, and he's gonna trust his instincts. So nah, bro, like, yeah, that was one thing. That was episode 1. I want to get through these because it's 8 episodes, and y'all see it's like 15 minutes I'm talking already. So episode 2, well, no, at the end of episode 1, ladies escape. This nigga Dante get hit with a purse. The same chick that he just saved, he get hit with a purse, and she gone. She hit him with a purse and she gone because she's like, oh, my baby. And then like, no, don't kill my baby. Like, but the kid is a demon. And I'm like, what? She hit him in the head with a purse and that stunned him? Nigga, you just got finished fighting off 3 demons. You're telling me that you got hit in the head with a person that stunned you enough to the point where she ran 4-5 steps and got out of the alleyway, and you, who is fast as fucking lightning, nigga, faster than lightning, followed her out of the fucking alley, and you lost her? Who is this bitch? Argosax? Who is this bitch? She just like lightning fast. Shit, that bitch Jessie Quick. I was like, how did she get out that fast? That's ridiculous. I don't believe it. So that was the last thing, because I was like, Dante's speed got ignored for plot convenience. I was like, that's trash. Okay, episode 2. This is when I got into it. Darkcom overstayed its welcome. I understand that they needed a through line. Now in hindsight, they need, like, but even when I seen them, as soon as I seen Darkcom and all this shit, I knew they needed a through line for all 8 episodes. They needed something that they have created so they can keep going back to and get more content from, so they can continue the story that they've created. Not a story that has already been inside the works, or a story that they would have to adapt because they're just adapting the game series. No, this is something that is original, that they can you know, keep getting content from. So I was like, okay, they overstayed its welcome. The fear confirmed that they're going to overstay their welcome. Now Darkcom is hijacking the story instead of focusing on Dante, which why I was like, hell no. As soon as I seen him in the 2nd episode getting all this screen time, I was like, no, because I know that Darkcom is going to be the main focus and Dante is going to get put to the side. And then, no, I'm gonna wait. Whew, I was hot. Yeah, as y'all can see, I was hot watching these episodes. And nigga, you would have thought I was screaming at the directors themselves if y'all seen when I was watching this shit. I was ranting like a motherfucker. Like, either way, Lady's character butchered early. Lady's character got assassinated, even more than Dante's at this point. It's even more than Dante's because how much screen time they give this bitch. And look, I don't even like calling Lady a bitch, but I don't like when characters are literally over excessively cussing. Don't have no fucking character value, but are overly edgy. Like, what did y'all do? Y'all took all of the cool shit from Dante, took the nuance from out of the cool shit because he was using it as a defense mechanism, and then just put all of that bullshit on Lady in this adaptation. Trash. Hog wash. Okay, so either way, Lady's character butchered early. Feminism pandering on the rewrite. OG Lady was driven by revenge, not this instant badass trope. OG Lady was literally going through all of the motions. She was going through everything because she was trying to kill her father, who fucked up their family by trying to open the gates of Sparta or some shit like that, and ended up trying to, I think he tried to sacrifice the mom because they needed a blood of a virgin or something to open the gate of Sparta. First off, if my recollection of that is wrong, This nigga Arkham is a jackass. Cause how are you gonna get blood from a virgin and that's Lady Mama? So I'm hoping that my recollection is wrong of why they mom died in DMC3. But either way, it went to that was her trauma from her parents that she was fighting her father and stuff like that. And that made her character better. It gave us something to hold on to. It gave us a reason why she didn't like Dante. It gave us a reason why she didn't trust Dante. And then it gave us even more of a reason to love her character after she came to the realization that that doesn't mean that everybody is the same type of asshole as her father, because Dante went out of his way to help her. He was like, in mission 18, I think, he was like, hey, yo, just let me get the rocket launcher. I'll take care of this nigga. I'll take care of this nigga. But, and you can't take care of him. Respectfully. Because I know you're a human and you want me to take him out and stuff like that. But respectfully. Like, in that they had a mutual respect. Like, that shit was so cool. And then they trying to ship these two. They trying to ship them together like they a couple. And I'm like, how do y'all get that just because they had some close moments, Dante is always like that? But how y'all gonna try to ship these two characters? By the end of the game, they became brother and sister type shit. Like, if that was the case, this nigga Dante would have been SmackDown lady in DMC4. But you can see in DMC4 they've progressed towards them being the best friends, like brother sister type shit. Like, I don't know, it had a weird taste in my mouth, like when niggas would try to ship Dante and Trish. Y'all understand that Trish is the mirror of his mom, right? That shit never made sense to me. I'm like, y'all niggas is tripping. Like, okay, either way, fights Dante evenly in episode 2. How are you fighting Dante evenly? Again, undermining Dante's strength for the sake of the plot, because in this same episode we see that this nigga take out about 10 to 15 of these army people that they didn't hire, Dark Compton hired. How is Lady jumping in and fighting this nigga when we see that how they perceive him, how the other army people perceive him is as a blur? There was one point in the time where this nigga snuck up on the dude, took his bandana. Before dude turned around to see who took his bandana, Dante was already behind him, tied his arms together, kicked him, and why the dude, from the perspective of the guy, the camera goes into that guy's head, he's falling towards the brick wall, and Dante speeds in the front of him and puts his coat up like Toro, and then moves out the way. So you're telling me this same blur who fought Lady is keeping up with this nigga every step of the way? I was like, no. Now I'm gonna speed it up. Now, the last little thing, this is a nitpicky thing, but they changed Lady eye color. One of her eyes is green and one of them is red. That's not how it go. One of her eyes is blue and one of them is red. So I'm like, what's going on there? But let's go into episode 3. Lady's backstory butchered her character. Lady as a child, they showed her acting like a fully hardened adult with zero. That shows she has zero development, because she has these traits as a fully aged adult while she's a kid, already talking about shooting demons and blah 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 before the Arkham incident even happens. And then when the train, when they see a demon trying to attack them and a train hits the demon, she, instead of following her parents, she pulls out her play gun and it was like, I promise I'm gonna kill all the demons and stuff like that. Like, what? So you telling me this little ass kid was already fully grown and ready, and like, this bitch ain't Itachi. She ain't Itachi. What is you doing? So that already had me like, nah, they over here assassinating characters for the fuck of it now, and that's not funny. So next one, trauma used poorly. The mom just hugs her, no real danger. They make Arkham look weak for no reason, when Arkham was the reason why Timon McGrew was even, being conjured so he can get into the fucking demon realm. Easter eggs, which was cool. These ones were cool. they allude to Raccoon City. Now, I don't know if this is confirming that this universe shares the same universe as Resident Evil, but I thought that was pretty cool because he said, yeah, I don't like all this, probably one of the worst jobs that I ever had. Then Enzo or Dante says, what about that one that I gave you in Raccoon City? Then Dante was like, second worst one I've ever had. So is this meaning that he was Tony Redgrave while he was in Raccoon City? And if that's the case, he was in Raccoon City. And there's a Ouroboros inside Resident Evil 5 and an Ouroboros mentioned in not Resident Evil, Devil May Cry 2. And I heard when Darkcom president or president was staring out of the window, he was like, I've already have to deal with bio-organic weapons and now demons, BOWs. That's from Resident Evil 5. So I don't know, either way, I thought that was pretty cool. Then they had a Mega Man little bobblehead, which was cool. Now, lady's personality, excessive cursing, zero nuance. Compared to DMC3's lady, she was layered, emotional, and actually had depth to her. Dante's PTSD with fire, nonsense. That shit was nonsense. He's fighting Angie and Rudra, and as soon as Agni, the fire one, starts firing up his fist and then start punching Dante, this nigga's getting PTSD and he starts sweating. No way. Not my Dante. No. I'm like, what? Trash. That was trash. So either way, next episode, that was a forced weakness in my eyes. That was trash. Okay. Episode 4. Inconsistencies and plot armor galore. Nigga. Galore. Lady, ridiculous survival. They got ambushed by the demons. All of them got ambushed by the demons, y'all. They all got caught off guard. How her whole team gets slaughtered and Lady is the only one alive. The plot armor was lifting this bitch to the heavens. I swear. It was like, I'm like, how? And everybody else then got brutally stabbed and shit, but she, with her little bullet pellets, is doing something. And then the same bullets that all of them said that they had stocked in their gun, so that shows and confirms that everybody in her team had those demon killing bullets, the ones with the green liquid, and all of them was spraying everybody who was ambushing them. But these same bullets that were popping off of them while they was getting ambushed, they end up helping Lady later on. She shoots them like 2 times when she's in solitude with these characters one-on-one, and the demons die. But when niggas was spraying them with it ain't make no sense. I'm like, that's inconsistent as hell. So Dante loses to Agni and Rudra. How? That's laughable. These are mid-tier demons in the game. Speed/strength inconsistency. One scene he's a blur. Next he's struggling with basic demons. Ridiculous. The Netflix's Witcher syndrome is what I'm gonna call this shit. Using DMC characters as chess pieces for their own story instead of adapting the source which all of the fans really wanted. Same with the Witcher shit, because y'all adapted one book or one story from one book and then went downhill from there. If y'all want y'all own IP with these character archetypes and y'all lazy asses don't want to do the work of developing these characters, then that's y'all fault. Don't take established IP and then start playing chess with the characters that we already like because of the stories that they told. That's trash. Episode 5. I'm going through this shit. The timeline confusion. And more Lady, like, they wanking her off like at this point, bro. The Echidna from Devil May Cry 4. Nilo Angelo from Devil May Cry 1 and 5. Angie and Rudra from Devil May Cry 3. When is this? When is this? All of these characters, they're not from the same game. Yes, I could understand that they're from the same demon realm inside this continuity, so then that would mean that each one of them could come from, the demon realm at any time. But where in the timeline is this taking place? Because when in the flashback, when you see Darkcom Lady, she's walking up to Darkcom inside the Devil May Cry 5 outfit. How? What? Where is this in the timeline? Tell me, because I need to know. Now, wastes bullets. Lady plot armor thickens like a motherfucker. She wastes bullets shooting dead test subjects, and there's multiple times inside the show where she just has a gun and she just airs the shit out until it has no bullets, just so she can satiate her rage. Stop it. You look stupid. It's ridiculous. Now, she one-shots Rudra with a headshot, but Dante struggled. The same one who was a blur, who was whooping all these dudes' ass. But she shoots him one time and he dead. That's crazy. Now, and these are the same ones that they were shooting earlier with the same type of demon bullets and didn't do shit to him. But she gets one good shot on him, and then stop it. I ain't even gonna finish that shit. White Rabbit's portal is bullshit. He didn't have no virgin blood. He didn't have no Sparta blood. He just opens it. With some technology that he has created to go through each of the realms. Nigga, if that's the case, then wouldn't you just make a bigger version of that tech? Why would you have to use you trying to merge the realms together? I see that. That's why you would need the sword, the blood, blah blah blah. But you've already solved the through line of a portal. So nigga, why don't you just make that a bigger tech? Like, I don't know what rock he was using to get that type of energy, but get more of that rock, nigga. Then you won't have to worry about merging it. All you got to do is open the eternal portal, and that portal will literally be the through point for it, instead of trying to merge them together and doing all these extra things when you already have the answer in your hands. Ridiculous. Now, Devil Trigger looks cool. I fucked with Devil Trigger, how it looked. It looked pretty cool. Episode 6, complete trash. Next episode, because it literally, Dante gets sidelined in his own show, but Lady gets a full backstory focus, bro. How? That's ridiculous. Now next one. Netflix's agenda cleared. Every man is incompetent or evil, and Lady is a flawless superhero. Why these? I posted something on TikTok. Like, what is this, y'all? In the writing room, y'all, like, how many tallies can we get? How many check marks can we tally or check off? Like, how many can we do just so we can make this nigga look like he weak sauce and make her look like she is the bestest ever? Like, stop. That's just not, no. It doesn't lend any credence to her being a good character. It just, you're assassinating the character. Now, episode 7, we almost finished. Forced romance. Trying to ship Lady and Dante, like when he fell on top of her and then she blushing. But she blushed when she was talking to her boss, a fucking megalomaniac motherfucker, talking about everything inside God's name, but he's literally in cahoots with the demons so he could open up the demon portal. And then by the end of the series, this nigga's in the demon realm, utilizing all of the stuff from him. And it turns out the reason why was because he was working under, I think, that dude Argosax or whoever it was in Devil May Cry 2. I don't remember all the Devil May Cry 2 lore because it's Devil May Cry 2. Hardcore fans know that. They know exactly what I mean by that. Now, that was never their dynamic. Dante and Lady was more like siblings. Lady is insufferable, excessive cursing, toxic masculinity traits, headstrong and reckless. Game Lady was compassionate and strategic. Netflix Lady is angry and one-noted. Dante is a fucking joke. Weak until the plot demands him to be strong, constantly. And he was constantly undermined by Lady. How did she shoot this nigga 3 times inside his leg and then just drag him and throw him inside the back of the truck? And then was like, you will stay here. I'm going to take the bad guy on by myself. Bitch, what? What? How? That don't even make sense. Dante wouldn't have, like, come on now. This nigga Dante still got one leg. And then he gets shot in this one and he like, oh. Nigga, you just got a fucking bomb blew up in your face, like, and that took you a little bit of time to get together, but you still got up after that. You telling me that this little bullet shit in your leg is hurting that much you can't just rub it off as a half demon, half human spawn. Stop it. That didn't make no sense to me. Now, episode 8, finally. The Cavalier Angels from DMC5 appear. The timeline still doesn't make any sense to me. Lady inside DMC5 outfit. Continuity errors everywhere. Dante still secondary. Even in the final fucking episode, Lady is leading the final fight damn near. She got way more screen time than bro. And still wasting bullets. The trope continues. She's shooting bulletproof demons for drama. And she's not doing any fucking damage. It's ridiculous. Cringe romance. The hot and cold nonsense. Not true. They have a mutual respect in the games. And that's mainly how I'm gonna end it. Because there was some shit with the episode 8. Like Enzo getting sacrificed. And I'm like, okay, Enzo wasn't really that important of a character. Yes, he gave Dante jobs, but he wasn't that important of a character. That was one thing. The second thing, I already alluded to it. These niggas that opened up the demon portal, showing that they didn't need the Son of Sparta's blood, the amulet, in the fucking Force Edge, because they just took the rabbit's tech and made a bigger portal and start taking I thought of that before I seen the fucking final episode. I was like, how? He's literally in the demon realm right now. Y'all acting like it is hard to get there. This nigga has a piece of tech that Dante kicked and then closed the portal. So y'all acting like this shit is hard to create when y'all Darkcom apparently. Y'all niggas could literally just make the shit, right? So that was some trash. Now the last thing was Virgil. First off, no, two last things. They get Dante. And then they sedate Dante and got this nigga sleeping in the tank. First off, that ain't never happened. And then fucking Virgil. Virgil starts being a freedom fighter and starts releasing the demons from the jails and prisons from Darkcom. But then this is where it was so egregious to me. This nigga just transformed from Nilo Angelo into Virgil. How? Nigga, the game series doesn't even have it happening that easily. Virgil had to go through everything, separate himself and all that shit just so he can get a stronger vessel so he can be back inside his humanoid form. Nigga separated into V, became Urizen, came back together, and then he was his humanoid form. These niggas acting like it was just a form change for him. That's not his devil trigger. They was like, this nigga, he slices up a few Darkcom people, and then he's like, I am the storm that's coming. And then he turns from Nilo Angelo from Devil May Cry 1 design into Devil May Cry 3 Virgil with the coat and everything. I'm like, what? How? How did that even happen? How can he even do that? You know, because that don't make no sense in the continuity. Like, that don't make no sense. Now, final verdict. Let's nip this in the bud. Netflix butchered DMC. Prioritized modern tropes over what made the characters beloved. Lady ruined. No growth. All edge. Lost her DMC 3 depth. Dante disrespected, weak, inconsistent, and sidelined in his own series. The timeline in the lore broken. The portal rules, the demon hierarchy, the power scaling ignored. Honestly, then it's wasted potential. Should have been a chronological adaptation, not a fan fiction rewrite. I fucking love when I put that shit. I was like, that, it sums it up perfectly. Now, score. This shit get, from a hardcore DMC fan, this shit getting a 4 out of 10, nigga. It's getting a 4 out of 10. And I'm usually like, okay, well, you know, this happened. No, fuck that. It's 4 out of 10. Because y'all keep doing this, gonna keep getting niggas hype, and then when their expectations ain't what they, like, I'm not saying my expectations will always be fully, you know, realized. But DMC5 did it. DMC5 did it fully realized, nigga. And all of the stuff that the fans was asking for years, DMC5 did it. Virgil came back. Nero actually got more action. And more character. Oh, we want a more cohesive storyline with all of the characters. And they gave us that. Even with V. I don't like that nigga that much. But, you know, playing it over again, you know, I still respect that they were still pushing the envelope even inside the game that they knew that they wanted to show out in. They was like, okay, we still gonna give y'all something brand new because we gave y'all something brand new with Devil May Cry 4. Y'all said that y'all wanted more of Nero's moveset in Devil May Cry 4. Guess what? We gonna do that too. Devil May Cry 5 did it. So I don't want to hear that. So, and then it was only saved by cool visuals and Easter eggs. Otherwise, a disappointment for the fans. I rest my fucking case. That's it. That's it. And I'm not gonna do no extra. This is probably the longest video I've had because it's just me ranting. And I respect everybody who done stayed this long. And I ain't about to edit this shit at all. I'm about to put some music behind this shit, and that's gonna be the case. But man, murder was the case for Devil May Cry adaptation for Netflix, honestly. LCY, I'm out this bitch. Hope y'all share this to Atrophy of Soul and Nikit or Nikit 9, or he be doing power scaling on Dante and shit. Share this to them because I want to hear their reaction to this shit. Cause I don't think Adi Shankar gets Devil May Cry that much. I don't think he understands it to the point to make another adaptation because they set it up for multiple seasons. If this is the case, then y'all niggas better get it right. I'm serious, because that's not cool. Y'all gonna keep doing this without. Next thing, they gonna make a God of War adaptation and make this nigga a simp. I'm betting money on it. Actually, I'm betting money on that. I'm betting money on that idea. All right, ALCY, I'm out this bitch. Y'all have a nice one. Thanks for dropping by. Subscribe, like, comment. Do that shit in the comments, you know. Just give me some recommendations. I'll be looking. All right.